Hey everybody, it's Jim. I'm back again with another video. Third one this week. Are you sick of me yet? Probably so. This is my weekend grabs and reviews video, and it's been about a month since my last one. So I've got a couple of stacks of movie goodness here to go through with you today. I've left out some of the upgrades. I have kept a few of the upgrades in here just to show you, but a lot of the upgrades I'm just not going to worry about showing because I have so much to get through. So let's go ahead and get started. Try to make this not quite as long as the last one. The first thing I picked up was the Legacy Collection, the Planet of the Apes movies on DVD. It has all 5 films, plus the Behind the Planet of the Apes documentary hosted by Roddy McDowall. You know, I plan on getting this on Blu-ray because I don't have any of the original Planet of the Apes films. And the price was so good on this at Half Price Books, $10. Picked up all the movies and the documentary. The case is in fantastic shape. Picked it up. Had to do it. Didn't see any way around it. Second is Heartbreak Hotel. This is a pretty good movie. It's a kind of a comedy drama kind of thing. This kid, his mom is kind of down in the dumps and not feeling well. And the only thing that her son can see that's going to make her feel better is Elvis. And it happens Elvis is in town doing a concert, so they basically kidnap Elvis. The guy that played Elvis in this is really, really bad. David Keith. You know him as soon as you see him. He played Elvis in this, and you just got to pretend that he looks like Elvis because he doesn't look like Elvis in any way, shape, or form. It's a really good movie, though. I'd highly recommend you pick it up. It's one of these from the 80s, so if you're a fan of those kind of films, definitely check that out. It's really good. Next on DVD is Blue Thunder with Roy Scheider. This came out a few years after Jaws, of course, and Roy, he's got a pretty good body of work going for him. This isn't one of his best films, but it is still a pretty good movie. I don't know if you've checked it out recently or not, but it is worth giving another shot. It doesn't hold up quite as good as it did back in the day, but still a pretty good movie nonetheless. I would recommend picking it up. Everybody's seen this, The Burbs, Tom Hanks. It's just a great, great movie. Best Buy just recently released this on Blu-ray. Had to pick this up. It's been years and years and years since I've seen this, and I don't know why I haven't gone back and watched it because it is a hilarious movie. So good. Definitely check that out as well if you like Tom Hanks. I picked up the Shout Factory Scream Factory line of Return of the Living Dead. This has the slipcover, of course, and in the DVD you can also flip it over, and it has the original artwork on the back if you're so inclined to check that out. But it's got a special features DVD or a Blu-ray disc and the movie Blu-ray disc. This comes with tons of extra features on it. Like I said, there's a whole disc of special features. Brand new interview with John Russo. There's videos, the soundtrack, just a lot of other documentaries. Return of the Living Dead, The Dead Have Risen documentary, Designing the Dead. There's just tons and tons of extras on this. So it's really a nice pickup. This is at Best Buy, actually. So typically you have to order this Scream Factory line stuff from the Shout Factory website. But Best Buy has been slowly but surely picking these up and selling them on the racks for like $22. So you can't beat that. That's a pretty good deal. Then I have, from the Criterion Collection, Badlands with Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek. It's like an early 70s movie. I think it's like a 72 or 73. It's basically like a Bonnie and Clyde type movie. Charlie Sheen is a trash man in this little town. He sees Sissy Spacek. She's a few years younger than him. They strike up this relationship, and Sissy Spacek's dad is like, no, you're not going to see my daughter anymore. Well, Martin Sheen's got other ideas and ends up killing her dad. So they kind of go on the run, and he's kind of trigger happy all through this thing. There's multiple murders, and then it's just the police chasing them and things like that. It's a pretty good movie. As most of the 70s movies, it has a lot of, I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of just like a lot of scenery and them driving through the prairie and stuff like that with a lot of music. It kind of slows the movie down. I think it was more artsy than anything back in the day for them to do that. But it's part of the Criterion Collection, like I said. It comes with the booklet. Got Charlie Sheen there, Sissy Spacek there. Just nice booklet on the movie and some interviews and quotes and stuff from some of the actors that were in it. Pretty good movie, all in all. Like I said, it has a Bonnie and Clyde feel to it, so there is some action to it. So it is a pretty good one. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Haven't seen this one yet. Can't wait. Because, actually, let's do it this way. So Olive Films recently released all the American Ninja films on Blu-ray. So I picked up all 4 of them. Olive Films has done a pretty good transfer on these. These actually look pretty good in Blu-ray, but I will complain to the fact that the covers are so freaking dark. And I actually put that on the website as well, saying that, you know, the DVDs, and this one especially, I mean, it's just really bad artwork on the covers. So that's really my only complaint. It's got really nice special features on all of them. If you're not familiar with American Ninja movies, it's basically Michael Dudikoff is the American Ninja, and all hell breaks loose, and there's the real ninjas are out to get people, and it's up to Michael Dudikoff's character to save the people, and it's pretty much the same movie in all of these. Number 3, though, they went to, oh my God, what's his name? I've totally forgotten his name. David Bradley. He's the American Ninja in the 3rd one, and so he takes Michael Dudikoff's place in this one, and this is probably the stinker of the bunch. I don't even remember seeing this one back in the day, and as I watched it, I was like, it's probably a good reason why I didn't. And American Ninja 4, it kind of boasts, you know, that both of them are back. So Michael Dudikoff's back with David Bradley in this one, and it's almost like they only had a couple of days to film together, because the entire movie is them apart, except for like the last of it. So it's just kind of weird the way that movie goes together. But all in all, it's a fun watch if you're into like the martial arts movies, especially from the 80s. I think these were originally Cannon films, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I think they were, though. But if you know anything about Cannon films, you know that they were, you know, pretty low budget as far as anything action movie-wise goes. But a pretty good set, nonetheless, to pick up. So then I go back to this one, Norwegian Ninja. I haven't seen this one yet. I believe it's got subtitles. When I saw this, I had to get it. Haven't seen it yet. Look forward to checking that out, though. Next up, The Boy, with Lauren Cohan from The Walking Dead. She gets a job to come in and basically house sit and babysit, even though he's not really a baby. So she shows up at this house, and this elderly couple's like, well, we'd like to introduce you to our son now. And so they show this little doll, and she's like, oh, you're serious? Oh, okay. And so they give her all the rules and stuff, and they leave. And so what happens is Lauren Cohan's character then slowly figures out that there's something off with this doll, this little boy, and the movie's about how she can figure out what's going on. It's not a bad movie. It's pretty much what we've seen before, but it's well acted anyway, and towards the end, the creepiness escalates, and it's actually pretty good. All in all, I'd say I picked this up for like $3.33 at Disc Replay, so can't beat that. Campfire Stories. I actually thought that this was Campfire Tales when I picked it up, so I haven't seen this yet. I was totally mistaken when I picked it up. I don't know anything about it. We'll definitely check it out and see how that is. I picked up the Star Wars Force Awakens Blu-ray. I love the fact that it's in a black case. Really cool. And this is the Walmart exclusive BB-8 cover. So these were sold out immediately the day that they went on sale. So I just bought my time as well as I could, and I finally picked it up at Half Price Books. It was like $12. Still cheaper than it was brand new, and if you know anything about these are pretty expensive to go out and buy on eBay. I did pick up, this is an upgrade, or not an upgrade, but a duplicate buy basically, because I do have the Batman v Superman with the lenticular booklet cover, but I went ahead and picked this up too, just because it was cheap enough to get. I think this was like $8 at Disc Replay. Had to pick that up as well, different cover. Out of the Furnace is an older one. I seen it when it first came out. For some reason I didn't have it, so this was one of those again where, yeah, it was a pretty good watch. I remember that it was a good watch, but I really don't remember a whole lot of the story. But I'll definitely be checking this one out again. Christian Bale pretty much is on a revenge deal because his brother winds up in some trouble. So that is pretty good, actually. Dead Rising Watchtower. If you haven't seen this one, and you can find it fairly cheap, I would recommend picking this up. It's a pretty well done zombie movie. It's based on a video game, and I believe there's a second one that's either out or going to come out. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's really up there as far as zombie movies go, especially something that's been based off of a video game. They do a real good job with that. There's tons of people in there that you would recognize, and if you're a fan of zombie movies, definitely check that out. It's pretty good, especially the scene with the clown. There's a creepy clown in this that's actually really good. Terminator Genisys. Another one that I just kind of waited until I found the right price for it. It was an okay watch. I don't know. I'll put it on the shelf, and maybe one of these days I'll run through all of them again. But it's not one of those that you immediately go, wow, that was really good. The story was so hard to wrap your mind around, because any of these time travel things always throw me off anyway. And this is one of those where you almost just got to go, yeah, whatever. Okay, you're all in the same timeline now. It was hard to understand. The East Side Kids double feature, Ghost on the Loose and Spooks Run Wild. These both have Bela Lugosi in them. And if you're not familiar with the East Side Kids, they're basically like an old version, like the slapstick kind of guys in the times of like the Marx Brothers and Little Rascals and things like that, except they're like teenagers or early 20s, and they just get in a lot of mischief and things like that. Definitely funny older stuff. If you're into that kind of stuff, this is one to check out. You definitely have to be into that kind of era of type of movie and that era, because, like I said, it's black and white generally and color. This one is unopened. I'm sorry, it was. I opened it up to make sure the disc wasn't broken. It was brand new and sealed, so I haven't actually watched either of these yet, but I can't wait to check them out because I love the East Side Kids. Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang. No, not Artie Lang. Is it Artie Lang? Artie Lang. And this is one of these movies that kind of go under the radar. You see this every now and then, but you forget how good it actually is. These two guys, they pretty much do revenge for hire. So if you got somebody that's wronged you and you want to get back at them for something, you can hire Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang to do your dirty work. And so that's a really funny movie. I would recommend you check it out. If you haven't ever seen it and you like comedies, give this a try. It's pretty good. Diablo. This is with Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son, of course. That's freakish how much he looks like Clint Eastwood. Don't you agree? This story starts out with a band of marauders, Mexican marauders, throwing this woman on a horse and riding off. Scott Eastwood comes stumbling out of this burning house, shooting at him, trying to stop him from taking his woman. And so the movie just progresses from there. He's hunting them down back to Mexico. This movie is nothing like what you'd think it is. Scott Eastwood actually plays a really good role in this. And I don't want to spoil it. I can't say too much about this movie, but it's not your typical Western. I would recommend that if you like Scott Eastwood movies, or Clint Eastwood movies, I'm sorry, definitely pick this up if you find it cheap enough, just to see how much he acts and looks like Clint Eastwood, and for the story alone. The story is really cool. Actually, I think this might even be, it might be on Netflix right now. You might check that out, but it's not your typical Western. Pretty good stuff. Shia LaBeouf and Charlie Countryman. It's a story about, of course, Charlie Countryman. He has a dream about his dead mother telling him he needs to go to Budapest and enjoy life, get out and travel, because he always wanted to travel over there. So he gets there and he falls in kind of lust with this girl, and so as he's talking to her, he sees that she's in trouble. So the story just kind of takes off from there, how he's trying to protect her and save her. It's got the guy that recently played in the Hannibal TV show. Gosh, I can't think of his name right now. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Mads Mikkelsen, however you pronounce it. He plays the boyfriend. Actually, it's a pretty good movie. It's kind of slow in spots, but and most people aren't Shia LaBeouf fans. I don't have a problem with him necessarily. I think he's kind of a weirdo, but this movie's actually pretty good. Perfume. Speaking of weird, you've never seen a movie like Perfume. I challenge you to check this movie out and reply in the comments below and even try to remotely compare this to another movie. This guy is born with a sense of smell like no other. He could lay in the forest and he can smell things for miles away. He can just pick up different scents. And I can't even begin to explain how this movie progresses. He just basically he's looking for the perfect smell, the perfect perfume. And Dustin Hoffman is this guy that creates scents for women in England, and so he kind of takes him in as an apprentice. And what he figures out is the scent of a woman is the most beautiful smell. So he figures if he kills the woman, wraps her body in cloth, in like cheesecloth wrapped in oil, and it soaks up the smell from the woman, and then he can squeeze it out of the cheesecloth, and then he processes it into a fragrance. And that's pretty much all I can tell you about this movie. It is excellent. It's different. Give it a chance. Like I said, it's got Dustin Hoffman, Alan Rickman. It's just a really good watch. And I want you to at least check it out and let me know in the comments below what you think. Or watch the trailer even and let me know what you think. Cold Sweat. Subtitles. Pretty good premise. These two Nazi war criminals, they are still up to their antics, and they are using liquid nitroglycerin on these subjects, kind of torturing them, trying to get them to solve this puzzle. So they get like students and things like that. The story kind of falls apart. You really don't understand why they're doing it or what the puzzle even is. I think somebody started out with a pretty good idea of how this movie should go, and then it quickly went to hell. Terrible movie. Clown, produced by Eli Roth. Definitely check this one out if you're a horror fan. Little boy's having a birthday party. Clown cancels at the last minute. The dad's a realtor. He's at a house. He's kind of, closing up shop, getting ready to show this house. The people cancel. They don't show up. So he's kind of locking this house up, getting ready to go to his son's birthday party. And he gets the call from his wife, frantic. The clown canceled. He's not going to be here. What are we going to do? And the dad's like, well, I'll go, I'll do something. I'll get a costume someplace, I'll go to the costume shop, or I'll do something. And so as he's locking things up, he sees this trunk in this house, and he opens it up, and he can't believe what he sees, but he sees a clown wig, a nose, and outfit. He's like, oh, what's the chances of that? So he slaps it on. He goes, he's the hit of the party, the kids are loving it. Then he realizes that the nose doesn't come off. The makeup won't come off. So he's just, okay, I'll go to bed. Maybe I'm just tired. He gets up the next morning. The hair has started to weave into his scalp. The outfit has started to bind to his skin, so he can't get that off. The nose, they do get the nose off, but it leaves a big, where it's pulled the skin off, as you can see in that picture. And this actually has a decent story to it. He's not just a slasher killer, because it slowly changes him. There's a story to why he's doing the killing, and it actually has a pretty good ending to it. So all you Eli Roth haters out there, he didn't direct this, he just produced it. Give it a chance. I highly recommend this. Melissa McCarthy, the boss, she is sentenced to go to prison. She gets out. She's super wealthy. She's like one of the, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name now. I don't know, whoever it was. She's like the homie type person that always does the housewares and things like that. She just built an empire off of being able to use housewares and cooking and things like that to build her empire. And she goes to jail, and she comes out, and she's lost everything. All her assets are frozen. So she moves in with her ex-assistant, and she decides to build an empire of like a Girl Scout cookie troop. So they make these cookies that the ex-assistant has a family recipe for, and it's a big smash. So they're making tons of money off of it, and her empire slowly builds back up, but it kind of goes from there. She actually wrote this with her husband. It's not bad. It's kind of predictable. It has moments where it's pretty funny, and the rest is just kind of, I kind of see, what you're going to do next. But check it out if you're a fan of Melissa McCarthy. Give it a chance. It's not as bad as Tammy, but it's not one of her best. The Relic, it's an older one. I don't have this on Blu-ray, so I picked it up. It's not the best movie in the world. It stars Tom Sizemore. It's about this museum that brings in some pieces to show for the upcoming special event gala that they're having. and there is a parasite inside some of the artifacts that they're bringing in for this show, and it slowly grows and it gets into this guy and gets into his brain and slowly starts changing him, and it's just basically what you would think. I picked it up because, like I said, it's not the best movie in the world, but you don't hardly ever see this on Blu-ray. It's not a super out-of-print thing or anything like that. It's just you don't really see this a lot, so I had to pick it up and add it to the collection. Speaking of which, Jamie Lee Curtis, the original Prom Night, on Blu-ray. I've got this on DVD, of course, and the new one on DVD, on Blu-ray. But I saw this, had to pick this up on Blu-ray as well. Scorch Trials, you say what you want. I thought that The Maze Runner was pretty good. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I haven't checked this one out yet. I can't wait. I heard it's not very good, but I'll be the judge of that. Hills Have Eyes, the original. This is an upgrade for me. Mine had a pretty bad tear on the back, so I went ahead and picked this up because it's really clean, I think. Yeah, it's even got the insert. So that was an upgrade for me. Heatstroke, starring Stephen Dorff. This is pretty good, actually. This is actually in rotation on, or it's on Netflix right now. I would say check it out. It's got whatever her name is from Game of Thrones. I can't ever remember what her name is either. But they just kind of get stranded out in the desert, and it's how they get out of it. It's a pretty good watch. It's not too bad. This was a good pickup for me. This is Split Second with Rutger Hauer. This was a disc replay, you're slipping moment for me because this was $4.99, $5. If you look at this on eBay, you'll see prices anywhere from $70 to $200. Of course, nobody's going to give you that for it, but this is one of those that if I wanted to sell it, I could probably get $30 out of it, no problem. It's a pretty good movie, pretty good practical effects. This thing's in great shape. If you're a fan of, like, again, once again, the 80s movies, this is a good sci-fi movie, and one to pick up and add to the collection, especially if you find it cheap like I did. Last but not least, Microwave Massacre. This is a Arrow film. Like I said, I always promote these guys. Arrow Films do it right. Comes with a booklet. You know, the 2 discs. It has the original artwork when it was originally released. The funny thing about this is the guy that stars in this as the killer, Jackie Vernon, actually was the voice for Frosty the Snowman. And it's basically pretty much what you see here. It's just about a guy that his wife gets this great big fancy microwave, and she starts cooking all these fancy meals that really don't turn out so good, and he just wants, you know, he'll live with a bologna sandwich. He's not asking for anything special, but she keeps trying to make these fancy meals for him, and he's pretty much sick of it. So one day he just kind of throws her on the floor, chops her up. That's it. I'm going to put you in the freezer. Then he ends up thinking, hey, you know, I could probably just eat that. And he does. So Frosty the Snowman is now a cannibal. So he's killing all these people and eating them and sharing them with co-workers even, because they don't know what they're eating. They just know it's it's delicious meat that he's prepared. So it's exactly what you would think it would be, once again, from the 80s, Microwave Massacre with Frosty the Snowman, or Jackie Vernon as the killer. Check it out. I need your help. So inside the Star Wars BB-8 cover that I picked up, this was in there. It's a game piece, and it is only at Walmart. I'm assuming this came in the DVD, since that's where it was when I bought it. But I have no idea what this is for. I don't think it's worth anything, but if you know anything about it, let me know in the comments below. I would appreciate it. That's all I got. Sorry, this has been pretty long again, but let me know what you guys are watching. What some pickups that you've got that have been pretty good. That maybe you didn't know about the movie and you picked it up anyway, and it was really good, because I'm always looking for new ideas and things. Because I mean, hell, I picked up Norwegian Ninja. I'll buy anything. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, and I got to go, because that's all I got for you.